In commerce, you need to also understand the fact that your body is a security on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a concept that most people have never heard, and it's totally foreign to your thinking. But your body is a security on the New York Stock Exchange. There are two kinds of laws. Let me explain this. There are two kinds of laws. As far back as the Roman Empire, the Caesars of Rome proclaimed that there were two kinds of laws. There are only two things on the earth. There's water and land. Therefore, it would follow that there's only two kinds of law on the earth. The law of the land and the law of the sea, the law of water. We've all heard the term the law of the land. But most people do not realize that the reason why we call it the law of the land is because it's differentiating between the law of the sea. There's a second law. So that's why when you walk into a court, you will see a fence with a gate. And the people sitting out here is under what you call the law of the land, because the people live on the land. But once you walk through those gates, when your name is called and you walk through the gates, those gates are referred to in court as a water gate. A water gate is when you go through the canal, like the Panama Canal. They have water gates. And when the water gate opens, the water rises, so that they close the gate and the next gate opens and it rises again. And so when you go into a court, your name is called, and if you put your hand on the gate, there's a piece of wood on the top of the gate. So when your name is called, you put your hand on the gate and you open the gate. The gate is a water gate. And there's a piece of wood on the top of the gate. It's called a bar, the B-A-R. And you're not licensed to pass the bar. And so you are passing the bar when you are not licensed to pass the bar. The attorney is licensed to pass the bar, not you. So therefore, when you walk past the gate, the bar, you are now in hot water. And someone's going to have to bail you out. And so that's why all commerce and all life has to do with maritime admiralty, or the law of water. And as I said, there are two kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of the sea. The law of the sea. When we talk about the sea, the oceans, we always refer to the oceans, as well as one of the ancient words for the ocean or for the sea was mer, M-E-R, which gives us our word mermaid. And so the sea, or mer, was always enchanting, because the waves come in, they go out, they come in and go out, and it's hypnotic. And so the waves coming in and going out, it's beautiful, it's relaxing, it's metaphysical, and so it's very, what we call, enchanting. So therefore, mer is enchanting. And so the law of the sea became known as the law of the merchant. And so the law of the merchant, or merchant, is the law of the sea, or the law of water, and water represents in law, whether you know it or not, in law, water represents money. Money is water. So that's why people say, money goes through your hands like water. No, money is water. It is the liquid asset, the cash flow. And of course we say if you're losing your house is underwater, or you're drowning in debt. You can go on for hours with this subject about how maritime admiralty, or the law of banking, is actually the law of water. And as I said before, that's why you have banks, because banks are on both sides of a river. It's a river bank, and with a river bank, it directs the flow of the water, or the currency. So your money is a currency. So the whole idea of life on the earth is that there are two kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of the sea. And once you understand that all activity of humans on the earth, crime, It doesn't matter what kind of activity, whatever the activity you're involved in is under the law of the sea. It's under maritime admiralty law. And you need to understand that. So that you need to understand what the word maritime law means. It means the law of the sea.